Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. In my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, la, 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 la. Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, la, 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 la. ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard.
Yes, good people. Big up to all of you. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning, and I do hope you're all doing well. Matthew Lee Benjamin, the first guy in the house. I recognize you changed your name to Batman, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. He says, big up, and there goes his trademark. Like the damn video, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. And here, Matthew says, yep, Batman. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining the show this particular morning. And quickly, to those of you who are watching, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat, just know that we appreciate you. And that's because you watching alone does go a long way. But we want to ask you for one favor, one tiny bitty favor, which is to take a second and drop a like on the stream for us. And that's because the more likes we garner, the more the YouTube algorithm will be triggered to push the stream to more people who'd be interested in the topics we have lined up today. And today we have some news items lined up. And from the news items, we'll move into the match preview exercise proper, and then to the lineup prediction exercise just in time before the game starts. And I hope you're all doing well once again. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Let's see what we have in the chat. And I have Mabast05, my Iraqi bro. I do hope you're all doing well. Hey, says big up Coachella. I hope we get a win today. I hope we get a win today and take our revenge after what happened in London Stadium back in August. Record against West Ham. Against West Ham away is terrible. And here's something I'm going to say here. I understand where you're coming from. Give me 1 second here. I understand where you're coming from, but the truth remains this season, something that gives me hope whenever we're playing at home is that our home record has improved significantly. You can say that gives me hope. With that in mind, I think the worst result we can get on the day will be a draw. That's just my belief. But I'm not too sure how the game ends. I have to be honest with you. I'm kind of concerned a little bit, but I'm not. I don't think we'll lose to them at home. The worst result, a draw. And remember, I said that. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Kachila, what happened to your theme that you had before? Which one in particular? Are you talking about the backgrounds or so? Nothing happened to them. The green screen still exists. That has always been the case. I switch between the green screen. The green screen, usually I start using them during the festive period or transfer window period. Once that is done, January, February to April period, I come back to this one. I don't know whether to call it the natural screen or something. And Mabasso 5 saying here, yep, if you guys don't like the video, then Kazuma will score against us and celebrate like crazy. We don't want that, people. I think Kazuma, if he scores against Chelsea, I think he's going to be respectful. I think so. I don't see him celebrating against Chelsea. I think his departure was mutual in from my understanding. About saying I'm talking about the background, but why did you had to change? I mix them up. I don't stick to one throughout the year, and I think I've explained to you why that is the case. Yeah, I change them based on the period. Like around September or so, I will go back to. Which one? I will go back to the one where I use green screen, so I can switch it up to anything I want. Yes, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. 30 people in total watching, but only 9 on YouTube, and we have 9 likes. But let's try and get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. I truly appreciate that. Let's see. Nothing is in the chat to get, so we should start addressing the news items that we have lined up here. Give me 1 second. We will get to that in a bit. The first item, I think it's better I go like this so you can see everything I have there. Then this guy, switch to this place. The first item talks about, is that the first one I wanted to address? I think it's this one. Let's go with this one. Omari Hutchinson has been brilliant. Did well at Ipswich. How do you pronounce them? I think the club is Ipswich Town. He played he made 50 appearances for them, 25 starts, played 2,562 minutes, scored 11 goals, made 6 assists, one player of the match in the championship, won the club's Ipswich Town's player of the match on 3 occasions. That's not easy, and he helped them secure promotion. He's a baller indeed. That's how the person there ends it. And here's what I'm going to say. I think if we can convince him to sign an extension, because he has his current contract expires in 2025, which means he has definitely you could say less than just a year left on his current contract. If we can get him to extend his contract, stay with Ipswich Town in the Premier League, play with them one more season, I think that would be nice. Even if we decide to bring him back, I think he can play with us. He can. I mean, we can do with him in this. Given the crop of players we have right now, he's unique. He's unique, and he's a fine player, intelligent player, most importantly, which is something I always look for in players. So let me hear what you have to say about Omari Hutchinson. What a player he is. A good talent, and he's still just, how old is he? I think he's at most 21. Let's see. Let me just check quickly. Omari Hutchinson age. Omari Hutchinson age. Oh, he's 20, not even 21 yet. Yep, at most 21. But I didn't. Yeah, I said he was 21, but he's 20, and what a player he is. I really, really do like him. Hopefully, whoever, whether the manager remains Mauricio Pochettino or someone else, I think they should give him a chance. But if he can agree to extend his current contract and then play one more season with Ipswich in the Premier League, I think that would be nice, really. But that's just my opinion anyway. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this morning. He says, Kachila, when I visited your channel, it was back in January 23rd, 2023, which was a year ago. Was that your first time? I thought you were an OG here. But even at that, you're still an OG here. So keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. If you're in the channel, you have anything to say about Omari Hutchinson, let's hear you. I've seen he did so well that most Chelsea fans, some Chelsea fans, are on X are comparing him with Mihailo Mudryk. I sent the question, if it wasn't for the price tag, which of the two players do you think it's better? I don't know whether the question makes sense or not, but that just shows you that people appreciate him a lot, to the extent that they are trying to compare him with Mihailo Mudryk. I think they're different. They're different. First of all, they don't play. They don't play. He likes. I think he likes to operate mainly on the right hand side. Yeah, cut back and shoot with his left foot. But he's such an intelligent player, and he has a lot more. You can argue. I don't know. You know what? To heck with the comparison. I don't think it's fair, really. I think they're different, and I'm happy we have them both. Hopefully, he gets his chance to represent Chelsea at the senior level. Let's see, Kachila. It was the first time when I visited. Okay, so you're still an OG here, even if it was in 2024. In 2023 in January, it doesn't really matter. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. 11 likes, and we are how many minutes into the show? We are 90 minutes into the show. We should be doing way better than that. So if you have anything else you want to say about Omari, if you have something you want to say about Omari Hutchinson, go ahead, drop it in the chat, and it'd be interesting to see what you have to say about him. For me, I'll just leave it at he is an excellent player, and I hope he gets a chance to represent Chelsea, because the truth remains is so good that if we don't give him a chance, I don't think there'll be shortage of clubs interested in signing him. So we should find a way to convince him to put pen to paper for a new contract, and maybe convince him to spend one more season with Ipswich in the Premier League, where he gets to play week in, week out, and uh, develop properly than to bring him back to Chelsea Football Club and then not give him not give him enough opportunity to continue developing. And there you go, Mabasa05 saying here, Poch deserves time. I would keep Poch for another year. Again, if Chelsea qualify for Europe, give him a proper transfer window and give him the experience of players he wants. Here's one thing. My argument, whenever what comes to mind, whenever people talk about giving him the experienced players that he wants. I've told them, I've responded with this, I've responded with a comment that, listen, he, Mauricio Pochettino, was properly briefed on the direction that the club wants to go. He was properly briefed on the direction that the club wants to go before he put pen to paper. So I don't know. I think people are just making up whatever comes to mind, um, because it sounds you can say, because it sounds believable. So in my opinion, I'm not buying into that idea. I agree we do need experience. Maybe the owners and also the manager, the directors have all come to the conclusion that yeah, we do need experience to balance out the squad. Yes, we have a very good squad, but without experience, I think it would take a while before they win anything. If we want to start winning immediately, then we need to mix things up. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And Ty is in the house. Have I done the shortcut for Ty? I think I've done. If not, so I'll do it immediately. Hello, coach. You sound French. Really? How do I sound French? I do not do that to me. Tell me, why are you saying that I sound French, man? But more importantly, Ty, nice to see you. And we have Tamidayo Oluwarekemi in the house. Tamidayo says big up, respected folks. I hail you, my Oga. I hail you to my brother. How you doing now? I no good complain. Any day above ground is a good day, and I mean that. Let's say Tamidayo Oluwarekemi says, is that Porch's haters in the building? Red card for him already. Nobody's hating him. He's actually preaching that Pot should be given time. And for me, I don't care whether he stays or leaves. I've made my opinion clear. Because if I like, again, if I walk around, if I walk from here to the Stamford Bridge with a placard saying "Poch out," I know he won't move a needle. So everything comes down to what the owners want to do. But let's see. But if you ask me my opinion, I'd say from what we're seeing of late, it doesn't look good for him. But things can change if he wins the remaining remaining games. I think he stays. Even he doesn't have to win all of them to stay. So that's just me speculating anyway. Chelsea need to increase the average age of the squad. We need players over 28 and 30 years old. Our team is the youngest. We need to mix the squad with men and kids, and not inexperienced kids with potential. Here's the thing. Um, we do use age and experience interchangeably. Sometimes there are players who are 23, 24, 25 that are more experienced than players that are 30 and 32, if that makes sense. And that is especially true if you want to be specific to a particular league, if that makes sense. Let's see. I have missed an important stream. Love the graphics, so professional. Thank you so much, Ty. I'm going to test whether I've created a command that will trigger that will trigger the message that asks people to go check out the YouTube channel. But I have Bobby in the house, and without wasting much of his time, I think I should bring him on as soon as possible. Bobby, I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I hope you're doing well. Bobby, you see Omari Hutchinson, how well he's done. He's helped Ipswich gain promotion to the Premier League. Yeah, I think they gained promotion to the Premier League. Correct me if I think that's correct, right? They've been promoted to the Premier League. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bobby. Anybody?
Yes, 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 they have.
So he's helped them gain promotion. He scored assists, one man of the player of the match award, and also won it on 3 occasions for the club. Specific in particular, that's not easy, but I'd say possible if we can get him to extend his contract, his Chelsea contract. try and convince him to play the coming season, stay with Ipswich for the coming season. I think that would go a long way for him because that way he gets to play week in week out and continue developing. And by the time he finishes the 24-25 season, he'd be fully ready in my opinion. But let's hear you. What do you think, Bobby?
Yeah, big up, guys. Yeah,
Good
I
to go.
think you're right. We have to understand that Omari Hutchinson, like many players, is a player under development. He still needs to be assessed in the summer to see if he's capable of taking the step up to walk into the Chelsea first team squad. And
Mm,
I underline the word squad. But yeah, he's done well. So far, so good for a developing player. And I underline the word developing. But you don't suddenly feel that because of a season's exposure with Ipswich that he has suddenly arrived. Playing for the first team is a big thing. Um, I see him as being ahead of Modric. But you and I
mm.
both know that the reality of the situation is such that because of the outlay of money on Modric, they will keep persisting in his development within the squad rather than send him out on loan or swap his loan with Omari Hutchinson's loan, which would probably be the best scenario because we don't want a situation like Thibaut Courtois where a huge potential and positively developing player is kept out of the club for so long that they develop their allegiance elsewhere. So there's a bit of a tightrope to walk with that, but that's down to the sporting directors, the Chelsea young player management system and loan player management system, keeping in touch, keeping them motivated, making them feel that they belong to Chelsea, but they're just on loan elsewhere. Very much like they did with Conor Gallagher, although Conor always had his heart for Chelsea, he came straight through the ranks entirely, whereas Omari Hutchinson has come from elsewhere in their youth system. So he's a bit of a traveler anyway, and that is not helpful. But that aside, he's developing. His aim is the Chelsea first team squad. He knows that. We know that. We'll see what he looks like in the summer pre-season and take it from there. Another thing you have to take into consideration is one, do Ipswich want him on loan next season? I mean, it's quite likely they do, but it's not an invalid question.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's done well. We applaud him, just like, Andre Santos has done well. I think compared to all the others, he's probably more advanced in his loan development. I really believe that.
Are you
So, yeah.
confident that he's going to put pen to paper for a new contract because he has just about a year left on his current contract? I think probably he did that to see if he gets a chance to play for the first team. He stays. If not, he leaves. That's just me speculating.
Hmm.
Do you think he signs a new contract?
That's a very difficult one because he left Arsenal because he wasn't being given opportunities into the first team. It depends what he's told. If he's made to understand that he is developing, the club hasn't ignored him. They are watching his development
Mm.
and they are interested in him breaking through to the first team. But the reason they've got him in the position he's in is because um, they don't want him to just come and be perpetually languishing on the bench, yeah, great,
Yeah.
he probably will. But if it all depends on the approach, but ultimately it has to depend on him and his family and how they all uh, view his career. So it's an interesting one. It's a watch this space. So watch this space. I would like him to stay, and I think they should convince him.
And when you say it all depends on the approach, you mean how they sell it to him. You know what
Yeah,
they have to offer him.
well, he's already sold to Chelsea, but they have to
Mhm.
give him a plan. If you're in your job and you're under contract and you want to, you're being offered a new contract, you tend to want to see what the plan is. What is the plan for you in your job during the length of the new contract? What's the
Mhm.
your new job description? Well, you have to look at all that, and that's just common sense. Now, in that sense, that depends on Chelsea. Do Chelsea see a future with this guy? I'll be surprised if they don't. Certainly, for a market value point of view, if nothing else. So, I'll be very surprised if they don't. So, I'm sure they would give him a plan, give him an insight into how they intend to use him and where his pathway is to the first team. He has a chance with the first team. He really does. Even back when he came on a bit for Graham Potter, he showed some flashes, and he's an encouraging player.
You could argue our situation at the time probably didn't allow the manager the independence to give him, as you could say, enough game time, or you more game. Let me just use the term more game time because I don't know how much would have been enough at the time. But he
He
got to
wasn't
play.
ready at the time.
Yeah,
But
you
yeah.
could argue also he wasn't ready. Yeah, he
Mm.
looked a bit rusty when he got the chance to play, even as good as he was on the day. Good morning to you too, Joshua. Dan, nice to see you. It's good to be back. Being offline for a while. I hope you're good. More importantly, let's see what else we have here. I've done the Thai command exclamation mark Thai. A lot of fans are mistaking the age of for experience. The players can be 23, 24, and be experienced. They could have been around the first team at a very young age. Exactly. So
Yeah.
age
Can
and
I add to?
experience, in so many ways, used interchangeably without context. Go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, I'd like to add to this talk of experience.
Mhm.
The same old. I've made it very clear a lot of my opinions of some of these things. People sit down and they scrutinize Chelsea and they think, okay, let's find what's wrong to make it an issue, to make myself look intelligent and look as if I have some analytical skills of the team. I mean, it's nonsense. This team has experience. Now, do they need one or two more? Possibly, especially with the departure of Thiago Silva. It is helpful to have somebody of that carriage. Now, is it easy finding people of that carriage? No. We've had many an experience flop at Chelsea in the last era. So let's not go down this. Oh, we need experience. We need to increase the age of that. That's not the remedy to this team. The first remedy to this team is bringing back and making our injuries give us a full season. That's the first remedy. You have a team with a fit Nkunku and a team with a fit Reece James and a team with a fit Lavia and a team with a fit Wesley Fofana, and you've got an entirely different complexion to the to the application of the team. So all this bring experience. Who experience? What experience? I mean, you don't just say experience for experience sake. For what? I mean, who? Who is the player have you got in mind to come in and integrate and fit into this team and galvanize this team? Who? I challenge anybody making that statement to give us some names. Let's scrutinize the names that you have in mind. Don't just blanket attack the club. Oh, there's no experience. There's enough experience. that club has enough experience, but they're all flipping injured. They're all out on lying down on the injury table. And I posted something on X, which I'm finding a bit disturbing right now, and that is that these guys all coming back. You see Nkunku in training. Oh, we might make a late decision on is it Nkunku and Levi Colwell. Well, Levi Colwell, yeah, okay. Nkunku, I'm not interested. With 4 games to go, I'm not interested. This team has carried these players have carried this team through hell and back. They've been left alone. People like Gallagher and Caicedo having to play 2, 3 games a week at one point, with no respite. Why? Because there's no depth. Now, people may say, "Oh, you can't blame someone for getting injured." Okay, fine. I kind of have a few comebacks to that. Yeah, you can't blame someone for getting injured, but I think there is a measure of responsibility every footballer has for their fitness, and I'm quite worried that we have these people, Nkunku, Chilwell. Please don't talk about Ben Chilwell to me. He did it before. He went off to England. He was played back to back. He got injured again. I don't want that. I don't want Nkunku to go off to France with France in the Euros and then come back and spend another injured season with Chelsea. No, these players need to give Chelsea a full season. This is why we're talking about experience. They're
Yeah.
young, but they're very, very experienced, and they can galvanize the team. So I want them fit for Chelsea. I don't give a stuff about their international careers. Don't want to see Reece James, getting fit, and then all of a sudden, Southgate calls him. I don't want to see that. I don't. So go away, get yourself sorted, get fit. We see you next season. Not interested in you coming this season. Honestly, I know we are down to the bare bones, but the way these children performed against Tottenham Hotspurs and the way they have carried the whole team the whole season, what do we want you for? The last 4 games. Do you see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I'm not into that at all.
But let me ask you this question on the screen. Ty is saying that he thinks Omari Hutchinson will eventually get sold. I don't think so. I think is that a possibility? I'd say yes. Why?
Mm,
If, for instance, he has just about a year left on his current contract, if he refuses to extend, they'd sell him.
mm,
That's another thing. They'd sell him. I think that's the
mm.
only factor right now that you could say if things don't fall into place with regards to him putting pen to paper for a new contract, he gets to sell. He gets sold. But I want to hear your opinion about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very difficult one. Yes, if he refuses to put pen to paper, it's likely he would get sold. The noises he's making tells me he will put pen to paper because, he's saying things like, "Oh, I wouldn't mind another season with Ipswich." So that kind of um, could be interpreted that he's looking at perhaps another loan there, and
Mm.
he knows very clearly that Chelsea don't loan players on short contracts. What they do is they get you to extend, then loan you. Look, I don't know. Is the simple answer? I don't know. A lot of it is down to him. How old is Omari now? What, 22? Maybe most 23. He's
He's
walking.
20.
Oh, 20. Oh my
I
God. So
checked
I'm
it
doing
actually.
him an
You and
injustice.
no, no, Bobby, I made the same mistake too.
Yeah, yeah, because you see,
I
these
had
players
to
have been
check.
around a while, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he's a child. Yeah, that's even worse. He's a child, and it's all down to him. What levels of performances can he show at the highest level for him to warrant a position in Chelsea? Now, alone in Ipswich, if they're in the Premier League, won't do him any harm. I'm not sure the club will be in a hurry to sell him. They're just watching, just like they're watching all their other players out on loan. So no, I don't know. The only time the sale of Omari Hutchinson would probably become a bit of a topic is if it's quite clear that he doesn't want to sign an extension, and then the club is sort of backed into a corner. Sad thing is that with a year left on his contract, his value um, would not be, he won't be sold for his value. It'll be some cheap deal,
Should the
which
club
is,
decide they want to sell him, and if
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't think we're there. I think we have a young project, so the recruitment and the retention of youngsters is what this club is looking at the moment, and he's one of them. Certainly at the age of 20. My goodness me, I'm surprised he only has a year left because he only got to us a season or
yeah,
two
that's what I'm
seasons
saying.
ago.
Probably he did that with you could say with a cautious mindset at the time, with the plans that if he doesn't, if he sees that it won't work out for him here, so it'd be easy for him to leave. And
Well, I'm
here's
not.
something.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
about that because at the time it wasn't these owners that brought him. He came in under the Abramovich
Oh,
era.
did he really? Okay,
He
I
did.
didn't
He
know.
did. So
Here's something else I want to say, Bobby. Is this something you said that gives me hope? Is the fact that he said he wants to spend another season with Ipswich, and that would be in the
yeah,
Premier League. I think it's a good idea, which means all we have to do is just to convince him,
yeah, yeah.
show him the path to him becoming a senior Chelsea player. I think he puts pen to paper. Yeah, and
Oh, for
convince
sure.
him, and then at the same time listen to him. But go ahead.
Look, he can even make his case in pre-season. Sterling ain't up to much. Modric is highly inconsistent. The space is there on the left for him, definitely. Definitely, he's not much small. Well, I think he's about the same size as Modric, maybe even a little bit taller. So that will work in his favor, certainly in the eyes of Pochettino, who I personally believe will be here next season. I don't see the logic yet in getting rid of him. Yeah, people are talking a lot of Hansi Flick. Look, I liked Hansi Flick definitely back in the day, but we're so far down this project, and there's so many mitigating circumstances to Pochettino's managerial existence that it almost seems, um, what shall I say? It almost seems reckless to offload him now when you've just seen snippets of what he could be capable of. So yeah, I can see Omari Hutchinson having an opportunity in the uh, um, preseason, and if he shows that he's really grown up enough to make that position his own, I don't think he goes anywhere. He walks right into that first team squad. You know.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Chances are he comes back without even remaining alone at Ipswich,
Yeah.
but we'll find out what happens. And Ty, thank you for that. Oh, just notice that this is live from X. Yeah, it's live on X too, not from X. Also live on X. In the summer, we need to make early 230 million budget by selling dead woods. Can we keep the topics aligned, please? Such as Ziyech for 15 million, Matson 30 million, Hall, and all the numbers you mentioned there. I think Ziyech isn't going for anything because I'm still not sure about the construct of his uh, loan contract. At the time was saying something about free. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. Assad for 3 million, Anjorin for 2 million. That's a lot. But thank you for doing the calculations. But let's try as much as we can to keep the topics online. And Abe Omo Ogun, that's a Niger boy there. Are we getting European football next season? I don't know. Do I think we can? We can. Will we? That's the question you need to be asking Mauricio Pochettino and the boys. Coachella, Bobby, who do you guys see as a proper replacement for the departing Thiago Silva, and who do you think should come in for the striker department? I'm going to say one, Thiago Silva. Do we really need to sign another center back? Let's count. Um,
Yeah.
we have
I've got an
uh,
answer for that, by the way. Where
yeah,
you
we
finish?
have. Yeah, I'm coming. We have Benoit Badishile. We have Trevor Chalova. We have Levi Colwell. We have Axel the Sass. Even if you think he's not been consistent enough, I think it will come good. Who else? Did I name Fofana already? If we want to add to that list, if we're still looking at Lenny Euro, why not bring back what's his name? Bashir Humphreys, who's as good as Lenny Euro. The only thing is that Euro has gotten more opportunities to express himself. Bashir Humphrey not so much in at the level where we'd be seeing him more and then know how good he can be. But that's just my opinion. For striker, um, I don't want to weigh into that. I've said Osimhen isn't my first choice for reasons I've explained here before. That's not me saying he's not good. He's not a good player. I like. I don't just look at videos and decide a player is a sort of player that Chelsea wants. I look beyond that. I look at the profile of the player in depth. I'm not sure what else to say here, but Bobby, you go ahead. You answer the question.
Yeah. Look, we are a team under development. We have young players developing, integrating into a squad. Um, Thiago Silva, he's one of these players that are irreplaceable. You may try to mimic what he's done. It's like John Terry. John Terry's just irreplaceable. We have players that have mimicked him. We've had great players since, Rudiger and so on, Thiago himself, but there's no other John Terry. So I'm not necessarily looking for a Thiago Silva replacement as such, player for player. I'm looking for a player developed enough to be able to stand up to the mantle. Now, I have my eye on Trevor Chalobah. Talk about experience. Well, he's young and he's very experienced. He's been dogged with injuries, but he's experienced right through the Chelsea system. He's experienced in the Premier League and slightly experienced in the Champions League. If we can keep him fit, he can very easily be of that ilk, that sort of leadership ilk in the defense. I noticed, and I didn't really say much about it at the time because I didn't want focus to be taken away from Conor Gallagher. But I noticed at the beginning of the game against Spurs, when the players got together in the huddle, it was Chalobah giving the pep talk to the team, the kind of thing Thiago Silva did. It wasn't Gallagher; it was Chalobah. So, Pochettino gave Chalobah the armband in pre-season before he got injured in pre-season. So that's what I'm looking at. What have we produced from what we have? Wesley Fofana, well, we're still waiting to see with him. I'm getting despondent where he's concerned. Is he leadership? Nah, I doubt it. But if is he quality? Yes. So the blend of the youngsters that we have already could make up for the loss of an irreplaceable world great in Thiago Silva.
Yeah, irreplaceable indeed. And also, who are you anticipating to fill the left wing vacancy? Do we really have a vacancy in the left wing position? Because we have players who are capable of playing in that position. But that's my opinion anyway. I'm not sure. No player comes to mind in my opinion, except if anybody on the panel has any player in mind that he thinks can play in the left wing position that he thinks we should sign. You go ahead. Let's hear you. Hello to you to JC. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I hope you're doing well. Signings. Chelsea should sign it in the summer. Osimhen 77 million, Paulinha 50 million, Grealish for 46 million. I don't think Man City will sell Grealish right now. Nacho on a free to replace Thiago Silva. Navas on a free. A perfect competition for Petrovic. Okay. Thank you. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Big up to you too, Jay. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining the show. We have to meet Dio Oluwarokemi saying here it's not if it is not Guardiola, of course I know it's definitely impossible. Then I don't want anyone else to come to Chelsea. Why not give Poch what he wants and let him do what he's capable of doing? How do we know what he wants? Listen, I'm tired of talking about what he wants and what he doesn't want, because his focus shouldn't even be what he wants. Because I'm quite sure I said this a billion times that he was well briefed on the direction the owners want to go. He was well briefed on the structure of the project, and he agreed and put pen to paper and promised to deliver. So I'm not sure what else to say about that, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that right now. I don't want to talk too much about that. Well, let's see. If we cannot promise Omari a start, it's better to extend contract and give him one more loan at Ipswich. That everything it can. If you cannot extend, probably, I'm not sure. That's it. He's gone. Um, in my opinion. Let's see, Max, you want to comment? You want to talk about Omari Hutchinson's future? I think he has just about a year left on his current contract. If you want to talk about him, that's fine. More importantly, how well he's done at Ipswich. He scored 11 goals, 6 assists. And yeah, that's not easy. But Max, let's hear you. What do you think the club should do? And do you think the club can convince him to put pen to paper for a new contract? Okay, Max, it looks like he's having a connection issue. Ty, let's hear you. The Omari or Hutchinson, I wouldn't call it a situation. It's just us discussing the matter because we know he has just about a year left on his current contract. But let's say you, Ty, if you want to come in. Max is back again. Hopefully, his connection stays stable right now. But Max, since your mic is not on mute, let's hear you. Omari Hutchinson, do you think we'll be able to convince him to
Can you
sign a
hear
new
me?
contract? Yeah. Yeah, and how well he's done.
Yeah, can you hear me, guys?
Crystal
Sorry.
clear. We can hear you.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Apologies.
Good morning to
I'm
you
in
too,
the
Max.
I'm in the supermarket in a minute.
Yeah, it looks like he's still struggling with his connection. So, Ty, if you're ready to speak, you can come in. We'll know when he's ready.
Career.
Yeah, your connection is still breaking up, Max. Okay, Ty, you go ahead. He will wait if it comes back in. Ty, are you there? You're still on mute. We can't hear you, Ty. Ty, we cannot hear you. And Max, there you go. His picture quality looks good, but it looks like it's.
Can you
Oh
hear me?
yeah, hear you. You were breaking up.
You can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you right now.
I'm not
Let's
sure
see if it
where I
works.
left off.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's try. I'll stand here so I can get a good signal. I'm not sure how much you caught of that. I said Omari Hutchinson was actually a Chelsea player before he went to Charlton and Arsenal, and he came back to Chelsea. So he grew up.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He grew up in the Chelsea academy. Yeah. So he's got that love for Chelsea anyway. Correction
Well,
to what Bobby
that's
said as
really
well.
interesting, Max.
Yeah, so he was never
Yeah.
Arsenal's.
Yeah, that's good to know. That's very good to know and encouraging.
He's at Chelsea first. He's at Chelsea for about I think it's about Chelsea for about 6 or 7 years. About Charlton. And then about 3 years after.
Yeah, we can barely hear you. We can
As a
barely hear
correction,
you,
Bobby.
Max.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but it breaks up when
Hello?
you start speaking. It breaks up. But go ahead. Let's give it a shot.
Yeah. The quick correction to what we said. He was the first person I say joined, but rejoin us under the Bowley and clearly consortium. That's when he rejoined us. He was one of their first signings in July 2022.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Correction
What I'm
taken.
saying as well is, and he's already stated that he'll stay with us, so it's just to get that contract signed. I believe that as round you so we can see what he can say.
Yeah, it disconnected by itself due to poor connection. We can barely hear you, Max. If you can hear us, try to find a more an area where you can have a better connection. This has been really, really shaky, and the way it's connecting, it's not a good sign. So it will still be problematic. But if you come on, would like to hear you drop. Omari is the top player, better player than Madik and Mudrik, and there's talks of selling who. I think people are just making that up. I don't think the club would want to sell Omari Hutchinson, in my opinion. And we have Vic in the house saying Omari Hutchinson is not untouchable. We have Pies, Angelo Palmer, and Madik Estava Willen also. Go ahead, Max.
Yeah, so I'm saying that we've got all these players who play in a similar position. So it's up to the club now to say who they want to play in those particular positions, because they're buying up players. Not everyone can play, and obviously their development, they're all at that young development stage where it's going to be difficult to play in the team. But it's a nice conundrum to have. At the end of the day, once you get into the team, you need to prove that you're capable of playing for Chelsea. So it's up to him, But I think he's confident. He can sign a new contract. And it's a win-win situation, I think, as well. Because if he doesn't make it at Chelsea, he's such a good player, so we can get a good price for him if we have to sell him on later. But I do hope he can make it at Chelsea, because, as I said, he grew up here. He's from Jamaica as well, which is my country. So, yeah, it'll be good for him to make it.
Yeah, I hope he makes it. I think it's a good player in there. I think I was able to understand most of the things you were saying, but your connection is really, really poor, unfortunately. I like to listen to you whenever you talk Chelsea, but let's see. Vic is saying possibly Esteva Williams.
Hopefully,
Is Esteva already a Chelsea player? No, he's not. I think there's a long way to go. Chances are he'd stay in Brazil actually and not go anywhere. Let's see, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. And Shanks, I think Omari Hutchinson is untouchable. I don't think so. The club would do whatever they want to do anytime. Big up to him. Let's see what else we have here. Good morning, Kachila. Big up to you, to DJ. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Great seeing you here, brother. I hope and you and your family are good. The biggest problem with Max now is to find a stable connection. The poor connection hasn't helped us. Anything else to address? A big up to all of you in the chat. Let's see. Let's move on to the next item we have lined up here and get to the match preview exercise as soon as possible. This year, by Simon Johnson reports that Christopher Nkunku, Levi Colwell, Raheem Sterling, Robert Sanchez, and Leslie Ukuchukwu have been back in training, and some could feature today. If I were Mauricio Pochettino, I don't know which one is the most correct. I'm not making any changes to the 11 that played for us in 2 consecutive matches right now. They've been perfect, except if somebody is injured, or except if any of them is tired. In all honesty, but that's just my opinion anyway. But let's hear you, Bobby. If you were Mauricio Pochettino, are you going to will you make any changes to the 11 that played our last game?
I don't think he can make any changes anyway. By the way, good insight on Omari Hutchinson by Max. That was
Yeah.
I was sound.
Some corrections on our we from the mistakes we made. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, certainly that I made, and that is encouraging to know that, because then the likelihood of him signing an extension is to his contract is very high indeed. Listen, he can't he can't really make any changes, because if any of these players are available, they would be available for the bench. They're not going to be starting players, and they would come on for a few hours simply because they've been away for so long that they lack game time in their lungs and in their legs. So he has to start with what he's got. Personally, I don't want to see Nkunku. I think Nkunku should go and get well. That's my attitude towards him. Yeah, run around on the grass, get well, get ready for next season, and don't go on any international nonsense. I don't want to see this. It's very discouraging, and it makes one embittered, because we've suffered a lot this season without him. What is this? It's almost like a mockery. Oh, I'll come give you a few games at the end of the season where it almost means nothing. I'm quite angry. Maybe wrongly so, but I'm angry about it. So Colwell, yeah, because he's been part of it anyway. Though he's been gone a long time, he was there in the beginning for a long time. But he won't be able to play 90 minutes. No, they'll just be getting fit for the bench. So he'll have to start with what he's got. And young Achimbong is clearly the one that's going to have to start at right back. I can't see beyond that because we've got no one else.
Yeah. I mean, it's not easy. I think Gilchrist starts today. I haven't heard anything after he was
Oh, is he
substituted
fit
before
now?
the end of the game. I thought he was injured. Sorry?
Okay. Oh, is he okay? Was it because I thought it was an
I
injured
haven't seen
thing?
anything. I'm trying to check, but it's still loading. I'm trying to check to be sure it's fine. I'm not sure whether it is. So if anybody in the chat knows whether Gilchrist is fit, please do let us know. We'd really appreciate that. Let's see whether Max audio would be better. And Ty was here, and I was trying to bring him on. It turns out he's left. Let's see anything else. You didn't see Bobby. You just don't like Bobby, and I think I know that already. Let's see. Cuchilla is Gusto back for the West Ham game or still injured? I'm not too sure. I'll check in a bit. Let me click and open it, and I'd like us to start the lineup prediction exercise as soon as
I think
possible.
I saw Gusto in training. To be honest, that would be a nice silent surprise if he comes on against West Ham. That would really be
Mhm.
good.
Yeah, on the panel, let's see what else we have. Yeah, keep on Kunku. I'd keep him. I wouldn't even give him a chance to play this season. I'll leave him out to the end of the season. It's not like we've missed him that much. It will be a no-brainer to make any changes at this point. He cannot possibly expect the resuming players to be more informed than those who were not injured and have been performing well enough. Yep. Maybe Gusto. If Gusto comes back, he's been part of the team for a while now. Who else are there? I think if Gusto is ready to play, give him an opportunity. But for those who's been out for a while, don't. I think it's a huge risk in my opinion. If anything, they will unsettle and the chemistry that the team has developed already. Let's see, Bobby. Just a question for Bobby there. If Pochettino is indeed fighting for his job, he needs to show how the returning players complement the team. So yes, he will play the injured players if they are ready. It depends on who. If Gusto is ready to play, I think he'd play him. But there are certain players that it wouldn't make sense to give them a start or even play them at all. Just let them take their time to recover fully. Take more time to recover fully, and so that when they come back, they stay fit. I don't think it's worth risking them. It's not like they will make any change. If anything, they will unsettle the chemistry that we've developed already. In my opinion, I don't know, Bobby. Max, you want to come in there? Hopefully, your connection is better this time.
I think you're right.
Go ahead, Bobby. You go ahead, Bobby. You can speak on that. Max, it looks like he's
Yeah,
still having
yeah.
connection issues.
I think you're right. This is not a matter of players that are or capable of playing 90 minutes for you, and then you're using them to help you, uh, to help you win a game. These players are still gaining fitness, and it makes absolutely no sense to risk them in the last four games where you can have the opportunity to slowly get them match fit, physically fit, and prepared for the next season. So, yeah, I don't see him playing them. I really don't. I think his priority will be for them to be 100% fit because, as you've said, we've managed without them. We found a way without them. So why slap those other players in the face that have been there for us through this difficult time, only to suddenly bin them when you think, that there's something better, which may not actually be better, for you to use. It just doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't seem to be. It doesn't seem to be the way he's going to go for sure. Now, there are some of them that can come back, the likes of Levi Colwill that have been there. Colwill, although, yeah, he's been away for a long time, but he has been there. He has been part of the whole setup for a long time as well. I don't see Leslie Ogochukwu coming back, easily either. He's young, he's developing. He got injured because he was played too much while nursing injury, and I'm not sure his match fitness is going to make him capable of doing maybe more than 10 minutes, 15 minutes here and there. Maybe he might be given a shoe in, but the fact is, the games are so important to Pochettino that he won't risk it.
Yeah, I don't think he'd risk Leslie Ugochukwu. It
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense. On the only, except if circumstances force him to do that, then he'd use them. But I think if we're fine, I don't think he even get a minute till the end of the season.
Mm.
Kachila and Bobby Charlton need a new medical team in the summer. Hire a medical team from a Milan, and also Poch needs to change his training methods to prevent players from getting injured. As much as I think the chances are that his training approaches could be one of the reasons why players get injured easily. I'd like to remind you that the current that we've overhauled the medical team actually. So I'm not sure what else to say about how play. It's not my job. I think that they should do maybe conduct a study or maybe do an investigation, conduct an investigation to figure out why that's the case. I remember when Kachila just go away. Let's see how they keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. What coach are crying in his car over Roger? I don't know why that is coming. That's too a true friendship. No, I pretended I was crying on the panel for something else. So he's just making the stuff up there. But will we get a Europe? Are you sure we will? We haven't won four. Okay, we haven't won 4 games in a row, and you are asking him to win 5. Let's see what happens. Never say never. Chances are he's able to do that, but we'll find out in a bit. Abel Omogun says, can you guys say something about Washington and attack? Every time he comes on for Jackson, he does not grab the opportunity, even during a settled game. Here's the thing: how many minutes? Comes on for Jackson and plays how many minutes? That's the question, or Morgan. That's the question you should answer. Pochettino doesn't care. He may not be here next season. Everything he does now points towards keeping the job next season. Poch is on the edge. I can't believe you're saying that after saying, irrespective of whatever you were saying for 1,000 years. I'm not sure what you're saying there. I'm a bit confused. With regards to where you stand on Poch's future. Players, okay, those players that hope to go to Europe with their national team will come out of out of the hospital. Yeah, to get a chance to play so that they'll be their respective countries will call them. Okay, we're mainly, he says, Bobby, we're mainly talking about Gusto, James, and Nkunku, and Cowell, Ugochukwu, Lavia, and Enzo are done for the season. Yeah, if James is ready, I think he plays. But if James is ready and Gusto is ready, I think James stays. I don't think they risk James. How true is the Osimhen report? We'll talk about that in a bit. I'm not sure, really, in all honesty. But Damasio, he's trusted to an extent, but I wouldn't trust him with my life as much as I'd say I trust him. It's okay, coach. Okay, Shanks, you win. Let's see what else we have here. No. Tell him, and he believes you now. So you deal with him there. From hearing Poch after the sports game and reports happening as well. Poch looks like he knows his fate. Apparently, no communication with the owners. Do I think that's a sign? I'm not sure what to make of it. Max's connection is really, really fluctuating. It's not been stable for like uh, up to a minute actually. But Ty, let's hear you if you're there. Ty, you've heard us. I'm sure you were there when we started talking about the when we discussed Omari Hutchinson. Now we're talking about Victor Osimhen. The report on the screen reads on Victor Osimhen, there have been first contact with Chelsea to understand the feasibility of a possible 80 to 90 million euros deal. 90 million euros operation with Lukaku and a young star as part of a deal. I'm not sure whether to believe that or not. As much as I say, DiMaggio, he's been correct on occasions since I started following him, but I'm not sure about this one. Ty, if you're there, let's hear you. I remember the last time Max was asked that question. He said he thinks the deal is done already, but Ty is also gone. Looks like he's having a connection issue. Bobby, let's hear you. The Victor Osimhen rumors. I'm sure you've seen them.
Hmm. Victor, I mean, some people think it's done. It's possible that it's done. If it's going to be done, it would have been done now. Let's put it that way. Or the majority of it would have been done now, or a lot of the groundwork would have been done now. The introduction of throwing Lukaku into the package is interesting because he's very versed with Italian football. Many may look at it as some kind of semblance of a straight swap, certainly in the Italian league. So I don't know. It all depends on how much money, monetary value, Napoli want to get for him. They may think, well, what's the point in? They may think it's more economically prudent
The
to
release
get a.
clause we've heard is 130 million euros.
Yeah, I mean, they may look at it as being economically prudent to get him for a sum, and then rather than go using that sum to get another top striker, get someone proven to buy them time to get whoever they may want with time. I don't know. It's a very difficult one. In that context, I can't say that. I can't say that that's the way it's going to go. But of course, we're approaching that time of year and that season where lots of different rumors and different takes on different deals will come about. Until pen is signed to paper, I can't really believe anything.
Yeah, it's difficult to say really. I've seen you can say a more detailed report which says something to the effect of everything comes down to what Lukaku wants and the young star in question. And I think it makes sense because you can't just tell Lukaku, okay, are you going to Napoli? Because we want to see him, and they say they want you. And I've seen also a different rumor which is I think a day or two a day or so, saying that Lukaku is headed to Saudi Arabia, and yeah, so you can't force him to go where he doesn't want to go. So it just now makes sense that maybe this rumor here, this report right here, is absolute nonsense. But there's no way to confirm. Chances are he's done. It's done. Chances are nothing has happened actually. It's everywhere right now. But let's see
Yeah.
if go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you can't force him to go where he doesn't want to go, but you can give him an offer he cannot refuse.
You mean,
So,
you mean Lukaku?
yeah,
The
if
offer would definitely would have to come to will have to come from Napoli, and they don't pay that much in terms of player salary. That's where the
uh,
problem lies. Yeah, they
yeah,
don't pay that much. So Del Orientes is cheap, but when it comes to selling, you have to pay premium to get his best players.
wow.
Yeah, that's where the issue lies. The how much they'd be willing to pay, except if we'll be the one. I don't know what sort of incentive that would offer to him that would make him say, okay, you know what, I'm going to Napoli. If the Saudis really want him, you get the point.
Mm. Well, the
Yeah.
summer will be revealing. It's as you've said, and as we keep saying, it's very hard to really take any of this stuff as gospel,
Mhm.
because it's all speculation at the moment.
Yeah. And Shanks is saying I hate to flip flop, but if Poch gets a top six, I think we should give him another chance. Yes, thing, it doesn't really matter what anybody thinks. If the owners want to keep him, they will keep him. And that's why I made my opinion clear and I'm not dwelling on it. You know, who is the youngster? That's the question. I don't know who. They've all, Napoli wanted Broya. So if there's any youngster they'd want, it'd be Broya. If they're losing Osimhen, Broya is a younger striker. They will still have a selling value. Should they decide to sell him in the future? But Lukaku, no selling value. So Broya, most likely. I'm not saying definitely. The young star there. Thank you for that question. That might be.
Interesting.
Yep. That's my opinion anyway. Bobby, you want to come in there?
Yeah, it's very interesting. With some sort of clause. The Italian league will suit him at this stage in his career where he's recovering from serious injury, and he doesn't need to deal with that frenetic pace of the Premier League. So yeah, that's an interesting take. But will that actually be the case? I don't know.
Yep, and Vic is saying, Coach, I will keep Poch. It's the logical thing to do, but the club needs a scapegoat to blame. Poor Poch may not survive. I'm not gonna let you know my opinion again. You already know. I don't think if they decide to let him go today, I don't think it'd be because they're looking for they have to scapegoat someone they have to blame someone for for being the reason why we're here today. He likes Italian football. He's done well there, so I don't blame him. Good day to you, to Supreme Court. I hope you're doing well. I thought to see him, Osimhen renewed his contract. Yeah, wasn't that last year? It has a release clause. I think it's more like I think you'd call it a loyalty contract. I don't know whether that's correct. Just for to help them get a sizable fee when they sell them. That's all that was all about. Guys, like and subscribe, and also, yep, we have 28 likes. I think we should be doing way better than that. 80 people watching, but just 32 on YouTube. The rest all following the show on X. I appreciate you all. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with sometimes the displays entertainer more than your casual bars and pools. I like that, bro. I like the way you speak. Akachila, do Americans do bank holidays compared to UK doing bank holidays? I don't know, really. In all honesty, I don't know. You can force you can force Lukaku to the canteen. I knew you were gonna say something like that. Let's go see how Max, if you're there. Okay, Ty. I don't know how Max's connection is right now. He knows when his connection is stable. Ty, let's hear you. Where do you want to comment? You've been coming in and out, and I'm quite sure right now that I've given you the opportunity to speak. It will happen again. Let's say you, Ty, if you're there. Okay, Max, if you're there, you can comment. Ty isn't ready to speak. You're still on mute, Max. You're still on mute. Bobby has mastered how the new stuff works.
No, I use a different device that
Good.
is
Do you want-
compatible with it. The
Okay.
only problem is that sometimes this device tends to overheat. I haven't quite worked out why, and I have to drop, but it's okay. So far, so good.
I have to say, really, the new device has a better microphone. Ty, if you're there, speak. If not, I'm going to move on with what we have in the chat. This West Ham game will be dangerous. It's hard to say if we should maintain the same team from sports, as it will be less than 3 days to recover. I think we
Yeah.
should, but that's just my opinion. I think we should. Um, but if Gusto is ready, make a change in the right back, and I think we'll be good. Scroll back up and read out to everyone where I suggested you. I saw that, but no, I don't want to read that about myself. I apologize. Uh, where you suggested I should be the coach and
Yeah.
Bobby the assistant.
The
I
the
hope
tight
Arsenal bought it. Go ahead, Bobby.
so the tight turnaround is my concern for today because West Ham have had a week rest to prepare,
Mm.
and we exerted ourselves considerably against Tottenham. Uh, but I don't know. It's a hard one. They are physical. They have some excellent players. I mean, Kudus is there. It's not going to be easy, but we can't change the team anyway. We have to play what we've got, and this is what we've got,
Yeah.
really.
Um, yeah, thank you for that. Max, if you're there, where do you want to come in? We have the Hansi Flick story on the screen. We've talked about the rumors that Chelsea have presented Napoli with a proposal of about 80 to 90 million euros. I think the fact that they given a range and not a specific number in the report, now it just occurs to me maybe it's absolute nonsense, the particular report suggesting that. But let's hear you, Max. Yeah, yeah, we can hear you. Mm. Yeah, what young player comes to mind? I don't think Chelsea because do you think I don't think it's him. Let me ask you this, Bobby, Max. You know De Laurentiis, right? If he says Cesare, I think he would want him on a permanent. I think probably Broya because they wanted Broya before, remember? And I don't think Chelsea will be looking to sell Cesare Casede. But let's go ahead.
a risk umbrella. If it's just as part of the package to make up the price, then yeah. But as I said, all that's rumour talk at the moment. So I for one, I'm not buying into that yet. Until I see something concrete or something from the main man. There's only one Italian who I trust, and that's Fabrizio. He seems to have an in with Chelsea. What you've got to do with transfers now, you've got to look at only your track records, and you've got to look at the messages coming out from some of these journalists. And Matt Law, I don't trust him anymore, because I don't think, since the new people have taken over, Matt Law, I don't think is in that inner circle anymore, because he's not as consistent as he used to be when it comes to Chelsea rumours. The two people who I think are consistent when it comes to Chelsea rumours are Fabrizio Romero. Oh, someone's just knocked into my car.
Ooh, sorry to hear that, Max.
Yeah. No. Okay, all right then. Yeah.
You good,
Cool.
Max?
Yeah, I'm good. There's nothing wrong. I thought the latest cars had the sensors on there, like mine does. So I've seen it reversing, but I thought the sensor would have kicked in. Yeah. So anyway, where was I? With journalists. So the other journalists I trust, and I think since the new owners have come in, he's somebody they feed information is David Ormstein. Because when David Ormstein or Fabrizio Romano talk about Chelsea, then those deals usually happen. Anyone else, I don't really take notice of these days. So going on to the other story with Hansi Flick, there may be some truth to that rumour, and the reason I say that is because Hansi Flick, if you remember, he's been spotted at Stamford Bridge on more than one occasion this season.
But at the time, you could say he was there to watch Kai Havertz. Has he come after that?
People say that. People do say that. But he was there. He's been there. I think he's come after that. He's been there this season as well. He's been spotted there this season, and it was something to do with his son or something like that. And if you look at the press conferences from Pochettino, they've been a little bit. He looks like remember when, I'm not sure, Bobby, you'll probably remember this quite well, when all those rumours were going on with Jose Mourinho and when Ranieri was there, and the tone of the interviews from Ranieri, so they called him the dead man walking, and that's what I feel with the tone of some of the interviews that I'm hearing from Pochettino. He just sounds to me like a dead man walking. He looks like a man who knows that he's not going to be in a job at the end of the season. I may be wrong, but I'm just picking up on those vibes that he looks like somebody who may not be a part of Chelsea next season. What I said about him, I think I was on your show on Thursday or Friday, Coach. Had he been braver this season, then I don't think his job would have been in doubt. You know, the last two games, playing Cucurella as that inverted left back, our performances have improved. Our midfield has been bolstered, and I think had he been brave, because he did that in pre-season, had he stuck with his principles throughout the season, then I feel that we could be challenging. We will be comfortably in the top four, I believe, because if you look at the results that we've had in the last few weeks, we should be 3 points behind Tottenham. Had we got the results we should have done against Burnley, Sheffield United, and Aston Villa, we'll be 3 points behind Tottenham. So we could have overtaken Tottenham. But there are some other results this season where we've looked vulnerable in transition. But had we had somebody like Cucurella inverting, then I believe that we could have probably picked up at least another 15 points this season. So that's where I think that he's just been a bit of a coward in his selection. He hasn't stuck with his from pre-season just because he's had a few injuries. But I just believe that he could have done a bit better. So he's starting to show a little bit of fight now towards the end of the season. But we shouldn't let the last few games fool us. We
Yeah. And just quickly, big up to you, Mitchy. Nice to see
Can
you.
you
I
hear me?
hope you're
Am I
doing
cutting
well.
out again?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Your connection is very stable right now. Big up to you, Mitchy.
Hello.
Always nice to see you. It looks like Max cannot hear us. Bobby, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear both of you well.
Yes, but he can't hear us. So Max has turned to you today, Bobby. Hi to you too, Michi. Something I want to say. Here's something else that makes me want to believe the Hansi Flick rumor, Bobby. If you're there, you know what that is. Uh,
I'm listening.
the CF Bayern is reported the Hansi Flick interest in Chelsea because the report is from Hansi Flick's perspective. Nothing says it's from Chelsea's perspective. Hansi Flick's perspective is CF Bayern is reporting that story via Card Offside, and Fabrizio Romano co-owns Card Offside. And Card Offside for me, I don't. They hardly get things wrong when it comes to high-profile stories like this.
Hmm.
And yeah, they hardly. That's when I say. So Fabrizio himself knows something, and of late he says something to the effect of that the relationship between Mauricio Pochettino and the Chelsea hierarchy is still open.
Hmm.
Yeah, he likes to speak vaguely until he gets closer. When he's certain, he just lets it go. So, but I want to hear your opinion on that story. Let's hear you.
I think the sporting directors and the Chelsea hierarchy have done due diligence and approached several possible replacements to Pochettino.
Mhm.
And I think it's a natural thing to do because these last four games are important. The way that I don't even think it's a matter of so much of qualifying for Europe. It's whether they kind of win those last three games at this point and show a capacity to perform better. Now, you might think that's a big thing to say when the team quite clearly does need European football. Yes and no. However, having said all of this, they have to be ready should they need to pull the trigger. But I think we're conflating a lot of things, and I think a lot of our views on this situation are born of the Roman era. This is not the Roman era. The objective of these people and their project is continuity. So, yeah, so we just have to wait and see, watch this space. His performance in the last four games is going to tell. If he wins the last four games, which is going to be a huge ask with the kind of team he's got, and the walking wounded he has. But if he manages to pull that off, he makes a very, very strong case for himself. If he doesn't, the argument then spills over into the summer, where the sporting directors and the ownership will have to review his position via an end of season appraisal, which would happen anyway, but it would be a mere formality if he manages to achieve European football after this kind of horrendous season, which by anybody's admission would know that it's not easy. So yeah, I know the rumors are there. I know people are still remembering the Roman era. People speak of Ranieri, Jose Mourinho situation. That was a very different time, a very different situation. But yeah, he had to stay in the job in preparation for the then crowned king, Mourinho, and the rest is history. But we keep trying to marry two different situations. I don't think it works like that.
Yeah, it doesn't. it's a, I don't know, it's a complex situation. I don't think uh things are as simple as they appear sometimes. Good afternoon to you, to King Selitina and Wednesday. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning, brother. Let's see. Was that Lukaku? I didn't show. Did we show picture of Lukaku anywhere? No, I didn't. Must be Matt Law. Matt Law interruption. Max. Maybe. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along, but since the owners, since the new owners came, Matt Law has been declining a bit, just like the club you mentioned in there. Let's see anything else addressed here. Is Flick the German Porch? That's some
Good
question.
question.
I wouldn't say he's the German Poch because he at in Germany he won. He won the Bundesliga, won two other trophies, also different trophies in the Bundesliga. He's won the Champions League. He's won the Club World Cup. He's also won the European Super Cup. I think. Let me find his record here. So I wouldn't say he's the German Poch, but maybe in some sense, maybe you're not specific enough there in terms of his lack of flexibility in tactics. I think I don't think he knows how to be pragmatic, and I think that was the reason why he didn't succeed as the German national team manager, in my opinion. And for
The
the
only thing,
Bayern team he had at the time, I think he inherited a well-oiled machine.
yeah,
Um, in my opinion. So I'm concerned that he's not going to do well in the Premier League. But let's hear you, Bobby.
yeah. This is the thing. I mean, the type of team he had with Bayern was, that is a Pep Guardiola type team. They were really a lot of players at the peak of their powers. People like um, Lewandowski, all of them. They really were at the peak of their powers, and executing that. It was inevitable that they will do what they did. Now, starting with this crop of youngsters, Pochettino did say something which may have been in defense of his job. If people want to take it that way, I don't know. But to me, everything he said post match against Tottenham was 100% truth. Anybody coming in to take on this Chelsea team is going to need time. Anybody, nobody's going to come and start ripping up trees. They might be lucky and not be faced with the injuries that Pochettino has had, but then that's a bit that's very reckless. Just crucifying somebody who has had this level of mitigation to plead their case. I'm not convinced he's going to be sacked. I'm really not.
I'm
Um,
not. I'm not either until it happens.
yeah, yeah. I don't see it. I can't really. They're a different animal to um, Roman Abramovich. Totally different animal. They would want to persist with someone that they believe they can work with and that they believe can deliver. That's just how I see it. So, well,
Yeah.
we'll wait and see. We'll find out very soon, won't
And
we?
let me read this guy, the what I'm looking at on the screen here to the hearing of everyone watching. Flick, he won a lot as Bayern coach, but the Premier League, in my opinion, is a different animal altogether. Until he proves he can, I don't trust him really. That's not me saying he's a bad manager, but one thing I'm quite sure is that he doesn't know how to be pragmatic, and in the Premier League, you need that to succeed. This says 7 trophies. A Flick has won 7 trophies in total. Says Hansi Flick left Bayern with one of the greatest winning records in modern football history. During his tenure, Bayern lost just 7 games and won 7 trophies. Bundesliga twice. He won the Bundesliga twice. The DFB Pokal, Champions League, DFL Super Cup, UEFA Super Cup, Club World Cup. I mean, if you're going by the trophies, I'd say bring him. But my concern is that the Premier League is a different animal. The high line he plays scares the heck out of me. He did fight. I think he drilled that team into. You can say even with the high line, they were difficult to beat at the time. But I think in the Premier League, after a few games, managers will figure him out.
Yes.
That's just my opinion anyway. Uh, Chances are he comes in and becomes one of Chelsea's best ever managers. You never know, but I'm concerned. Really, go ahead, Bobby, if you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree. Um, I don't see it because it seems a pointless change at this point. I think, yeah, I understand why, if he was approached, he's been approached, because a lot of these people that are have been approached will be on the back burner, and if they're available midway through next season and things aren't going well, they could well make a change. But for them to make a change right now is highly, highly unlikely.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Jesse saying here, Flick got a cooked team and hardly needed it to manage it. And
Yeah,
2 years, that was all. That was all. Flick bottles the German national team. They bottled the German national team, though. There's not 100% all Bayern. Yeah, here's thing that which is why it is difficult to say. The German national team, they were awful under him. And something else that I think it was Max that talked about that JC talked during the start of the season. I don't know if Jesse said that on the ground Potter, or did he say something on the Mauricio Pochettino that I think what's the time? How did Max say it again? That Pochettino, he didn't something similar to not taking risks, not going for it, not giving the youngsters the freedom to express themselves. Let that come to mind. I'll talk about it again. But that's, by the way, Flick for me, a huge risk. A tie, if you're there, speak to us. We want to hear you talk about Hansi Flick and the possibility of him becoming next Chelsea manager. And your signal shows you that you have a very good connection now, Ty, because the new system shows us this connection strength of the participant. Ty, if you're there, we're waiting for you. Otherwise, we're going to move on. We're going to try and predict the lineup. We have just about 20 minutes actually to get done predicting the lineup. Otherwise, lineup will be out by the time we get to half of it. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with. So, yeah, I think that's very correct. I think Chelsea could potentially get late top four if Villa or Spurs lose their games. Good luck getting Villa to lose their games. Overtake United in the table and finish the league strong. I think we can overtake them. We just have to win and win and win and win. I understood what you were trying to say there, JC. I personally doubt the Flick news altogether. We had Amorim, Conte, and Flick news back to back lately. Yeah, you could argue the rumors are just ex Junos exploiting our vulnerability, knowing that most of us don't want a managerial change. So knowing that if they put that out there, we will suck up to it. But I still think Pochettino will be here come next season. If they let him go by the end of the season, at the end of the season, we will find out. He broke all German national records with the national team on the wrong end. So he did one good thing with Bayern and broke records on the wrong end with the national team. I think that exposed him because he met probably more tactically astute managers in a global level that he wasn't able to contend with. So Pochettino got a beautiful text message from the owners after the Carabao Cup. And has only lost to City and Arsenal since then. So what's the strain in their relationship? His presser, I don't know. That may well be the case. Honestly, who knows whether they have issues at all? Chances are they're still in good terms. And after all, he says something to the effect of people should forget about the rumors suggesting that he doesn't have issues with the new owners. I don't know, Bobby, if you have anything to add to that. I'm not sure what to believe in terms of his
Yeah,
relationship with the owners.
he said that quite clearly, that there's just a lot of unnecessary rumors, and I think Chelsea fans are making more of this than actually is the case.
Yeah, chances are that's the case. We don't know until something happens. Poch must have been a kind of a player that always needed an arm around him. I don't know why I didn't pay attention to the sort of player he was. He was at the time, even though he played alongside JJ, whom I loved so much. Loved watching to play. I don't think he'd be sacked at the end. I thought, to be honest, he will look terrible on the directors who took several months to choose him, and the owners who talk of a long term process. Yes, then if we're going by what you think, how you think the directors, how it would look bad on them, I don't think the owners would care. If they feel like letting him go would be the best thing to do, they do it without sentiment. But I think, given what we know, if we're going by what we've heard and the fact that they're big believers in numbers, I think they'd keep them, believing that injuries and us not being clinical in front of goal, that those factors are the reason why we are where we are today. So maybe they think if they sign him a striker, that changes. So I don't know where we are with the manager. In all honesty, I'm just waiting to see what happens, irrespective of my opinion, we'll see. Coach, you have played all season with open midfield and conceding so many goals. If Flick is same high intensity running football, then surely he must be German punch. Now I get the logic. But you're here. I'll have you speak about that. Go ahead, JC.
Hello, Coach. Hi. Hello,
Yeah,
everybody.
pick up you, JC.
Coach, I am a little bit on painkillers today, so if I'm talking nonsense, then you just mute me. Huh? So,
I'm not listening. Just go ahead and speak, please. Just leave me alone and speak.
yeah. No, I mean, I really do not know. I've not seen a lot of games of Flick, to be honest. But I mean, Nagelsmann has come in and made instant impact at national level. But yeah, I agree with Mabas. He put in a very good point. Like coaching at national team is different than coaching at club level, because at club level you are not only talking about strategy and game setup, you are coaching these players every day of the week. But in national level, you are not with the players day in day out, so you just pick the team, you put up a strategy, and then you try to build it up over months.
Yeah,
And that didn't work for him, so maybe he's more like a coach, less into the strategy and all that stuff. So
excellent
really
point.
do not know. But to be honest, I will say for Poch one thing. Although Poch out, Poch in, all this stuff. But if Pochettino had to be fired, he should have been fired in December or January. Now in summer, firing him, I don't think will make sense, unless like he bottles all these 4 games completely or something. Because there has been some improvement, and if they had to fire because they didn't think he will make Europe, they should have fired him earlier. He didn't
So
fire
you
them.
think he stays?
I think he will be given start of the next season, and if if the team stays inconsistent, then he goes. It might also happen if depending on the availability of other like managers they are looking at. But I think he has done just enough, and like judging by the actions of the owners, like why would they fire him now? They, if it was like so, as we discussed also in December or January, and if you don't like what you see, you fire him. Then they kept him, and to be honest, since December, since January, there has been incremental improvement. So why not give him another summer and then look at the start of the season? I don't think he's going to be fired. Whether I like it or not is a different question, because that also is all relative. Like who is available in place of him at the moment. With the candidates we see, And with the style of football we are now starting to play, I don't think he's a bad option to keep him for the summer.
Yeah, I think we should just skip into speak to discussing the match. I think we're gonna be here until the lineup comes out. We're not gonna try to predict the lineup. I don't think it works. The lineup will be out in about 11 minutes. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's the case. We're just gonna skip to talking about the game. Once the lineup comes out, we'll talk about it and then go and watch the game. JC, let's hear you. Are you looking forward to this game? I know we can beat them. We definitely can, but do you think we will beat them? If yes, what do we need to do to beat them? Because they've proven to be a very tricky customer for us in our last few games against them.
Well, West Ham are out of form, hopelessly out of form for last few games, and I really want us to win, but I don't want to jinx it. And I have no expectations for this season, to be honest.
Do you
I don't
trust
want to be.
Chelsea by saying a team is out of form that we're definitely beating them?
I don't want to have disappointment later on. I just want to enjoy the game, to be honest. And let's hope we perform well. And then, if we do win, then I will be keeping an eye on the United game later on. Because if United bottle that,
Who
then
are they
then we are
playing?
building something. Then we are on to something.
Who are United playing?
I think Crystal Palace in London, if I'm not wrong. Have to check.
No, I'm checking for you. Don't worry. And Crystal Palace, I think they're in a good run of form right now.
Yeah, new manager bump they are having.
Yeah, Manchester
So,
United.
so it will
Good.
be an
They're not
interesting
playing
game.
today. They're playing tomorrow, right?
No, no, I think today after our game
No, United are playing tomorrow
tomorrow
against
is it?
Crystal
Okay.
Palace. Yeah, tomorrow, the last game of the day, actually tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that the only Premier League game tomorrow? Yep,
So
the
I mean,
only. Yeah, go ahead.
mathematically we are not out of Europe, and but I mean, with the press conferences of our of this manager, like our manager, he needs to stay focused. I mean, he is on to something right now. So why are you so much like uh, I mean, emotional during press conference and all that? Focus on the game.
Mm.
He has a fantastic chance to finish the season strong, and that also like a lot of fans who are um, not believing in him, they will start to think something is there. So he can help himself by focusing on the games and not talking too much, really.
Yeah, his situation is difficult to read because we are hearing so many, we're seeing so many conflicting reports. And I'm not sure what to believe. And I think he stays here come next season. Coachella and JC, the only way to make Lampard return to Chelsea is the DOF role not being our manager again for the third time. I don't think they should do that. I don't think it happens either. He has called these clown leg owners out on called them out on in his presses. Okay, you think that's an issue? Uh, do I think he called them out? I read that particular comment. I don't think he called them out really, in my opinion. If anything, he's pointing to the directors, but I
No,
don't know. I'm not sure what to make of it.
it's like taken a
Uh,
little bit out of context also by the press,
yeah,
and like his English is also like, I mean, his English was not that bad at Spurs, like, but under pressure, his English is not so good.
yeah. So with that, I'm going to scroll past everything we have there, get to the very bottom because we're talking about the game right now. And if I try to get everything as in the order that they are presented to me right now, we'll be going back and forth. Bobby, I'm going to come back to you. Are you looking forward to this game? We can win it, but will we win it? What do you think the manager needs to do to help us get a good result? Good result being winning it, not even a draw. My hope is that what gives me hope is that our home record has improved, which means I think the worst case scenario would be a draw. But let's hear you, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what can be done to get us to win it. Am I looking forward to it? I don't answer that question anymore because it's pointless. I don't have expectations. What I have is prayers that the team can pull it off and find something to work in their favor, or make something work like they did against West Ham, against Spurs. I mean, look, it's a challenge. A quick turnaround. Notoriously, we've struggled with a quick turnaround of games. West Ham have had a week off, and they have been preparing for the Chelsea game. David Moyes, he's a manager that targets players and injures players like they did to Carney when he last played, when we last played them in the league. People aren't going to want to aren't going to like me for saying that, but I don't care. I say these things because this is what I've seen, and this is my opinion of him. I think he's a bad manager in that he goes out to hurt opposition players. That's why he's so physical. So I don't know. We need to be very mindful of this game. But having said all that, are we capable of winning it? Well, if we turn up like we did against Spurs, yes, these young guys can pull something off because their mobility is something that West Ham will struggle with. They don't handle that well. That's why they resort to to physical tactics and foul tactics. Can we keep Kudus quiet? Can we keep Antonio quiet? Those are challenges. I think we can, but those are going to be big challenges. Will Badiashile and Chalaba, who I'm concerned for playing back-to-back games with a 3-day turnaround period. This is what caused him problems before. Will they both be able to do this, just coming back from injury themselves? These are the problems we face and cannot be ignored. So I have no answer as to what we can do to win it. Neither do I have any answer as to whether I'm looking forward to it. I just sit back and I watch those that are paid to do it because this is now their forte and they have to take us through this successfully.
Yeah, West Ham, they've been in actually in an awful form, just like Jesse mentioned. In 5 games, they've drawn two and lost three. Bobby, let me ask you this question: do you expect to see any changes in terms
We
of the
don't
11 that played our last game?
Well, we don't have any changes to make. Um, there may be a surprise in Gusto coming back, but has he been out? How's he long has he been out? A couple of weeks. So yeah, maybe he could start. Um, Colwell, if he's fit or if he's able to play, he can't start. He's been out for too long. So I think if Gusto's fit, he might start on the right and then Achapong come on after. If Alfie Gilchrist is fit, uh, he will definitely start on the right back position. Um, is he able to play this 3-day quick game turnaround? Well, he couldn't last the 90 minutes of the first game, not to mention throwing him into another game. My concern for today is that, as we've notoriously done, when the games come round so quickly like this, we then go in and we're lethargic, we're ponderous, we're slow, and you do that against West Ham, and they're gonna rip you to shreds, especially after they've had a week's rest. But if we can be energized and we take our quick passing mobile game to them, this could be a game that there will be some surprises because West Ham don't do well when they play a team with good mobility.
Yeah, and in terms of changes, I think the possibility of the manager making a few changes is there because Axel Disasi is listed as doubtful. Who else? Christopher Nkunku is listed as doubtful. Levi Cowell doubtful. Raheem Sterling doubtful. So chances are we'd see some surprises in the lineup. I don't know. JC, how about you? Do you expect to see any changes?
No, I don't think like the same team might start, and then the players who are coming back might be given some minutes if we go according to like the history how Poch has been bringing in injured players. But then against West Ham, I think he was also like the first game where he put in the tallest players in the back line. Like he wants the tallest players defending set pieces or something like that.
Eiffel Towers.
Yeah, Eiffel Towers. The term was coined in our last game against West Ham, and Poch delivered on that. So I hope he's not planning that again today because I mean if the team played well last time around, so I think they should be, unless there are injuries, I think he should start the same. I'm expecting he will start the same 11, to be honest. But
Okay, we
you
should
never
we
know.
should
You
be seeing
never
the
know.
lineup in any time now. So, like in about a minute or so, I think the lineup should be out. If the Sisi is fit and ready to go, I think Gilchrist drops to the bench. Who
Silva
else
is
comes in?
out. Huh? Silva is still
Yeah,
injured, I think, and
yeah. Let me
I
look
don't
at
think
his
we will
update.
see Silva again.
Yeah,
I don't.
muscle injury. You don't think you'll see him to the end of the season, right? A
No,
few
I don't think
games.
he comes back anymore now.
Yeah,
Maybe.
and that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lavia next season. I'm just gonna wait. The lineup will be out in about a minute or two. Then I'll share it on the screen. Let me see. I think there's gonna be surprises.
Hang on. I have got a message. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
okay. I have the lineup. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Oh, let me open it.
The screen is still blank here. I'm not trying to share blank screen.
Yeah. So we have Petrovic, Gusto, Chaloba, Silva starting. Kukurea,
Are you serious?
yeah, Kukurea, Caicedo, Enzo, Gallagher, Madueke, Palmer, Jackson. No Mudrik.
So the only change is in the back line.
I don't see Mudrik as well.
That's good. So he's pulled a surprise, which is good.
Yeah,
Modric is
Enzo is
probably
also
on the
back.
bench.
Enzo is back. Silva is back.
No, Enzo. Where's Enzo? On the
I think.
bench?
Hold on. It's like
No,
What
something
are
is
you
that's
doing
wrong.
fake.
to us,
That's
JC?
fake.
Hold on,
I'm.
okay. Now opened the wrong file. The
Yeah, I was
team is
gonna
like
say.
Petrovic, Chaloba, Silva is starting, Badiashil, Kukurea, Caicedo, Gallagher,
I still
Palmer,
don't think Silva is starting, but go ahead.
Madueke, Jackson, Mudrik. Yeah, Silva is still in. All the rest are same.
Really?
Silva. Yeah, yeah,
Wait, let me. Sorry, I mean, I have to confirm this because it seems. I know
Yeah,
he
mine
will
is open
pull some
now.
surprises with some players that have just managed to
Wow,
get fit.
yeah.
Silva is
Silva is in.
starting really.
Yeah, Silva is
But why
starting
why why are you so surprised that Silva's starting?
because he was
Because
not
the
fit.
injury status here says he has muscle injury.
Yeah, we've done the right thing there. Well, let me see. Petrovic, Chalobah, Thiago, fantastic. With Chalobah, even better.
Yeah,
Because West
Right
Ham are
back, even
very
better in
physical.
right back position.
Badia
Yeah.
Shield, Badia Shield. So we've got some height in there. Good.
yeah,
Cucurella, inverting. Good. Caicedo, Gallagher. Well, good if they're able to do the quick turnaround. Palmer, Madueke, Modric, and Jackson. So Modric is starting. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
look, it all depends on how these players are capable of playing two games so quickly. If they've got enough energy. Gusto's on the bench, Gilchrist on the bench, Desassi on the bench, which is good. Colwell on the bench, which is good. So we got some physicality there. Casaday, good. Sterling, forget that. And Kunku, don't want to know. Yeah, I think on paper, we seem to have a decent enough team. Are we fit
And
and
we have
able
a
to
better
do
bench
this?
today too.
Well, on paper, but a
An
lot of them are
improved
still
bench
the walking
maybe.
window, walking wounded. So I don't know. Is Madueke starting? Yeah, that's good. Well, let's see. Let's give it a go.
Yeah,
All depends on our application today, doesn't it?
yeah. So if Kukurea will be inverting, then we will have these three towers behind, and if not, then in phases, I think Chalobah will be right back. No, I think this is the out of the available match fit options. This is the one. I'm surprised. I do not know if Silva is fit or not, fully fit
I
or
did,
not.
yeah, I thought you were joking, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It is a surprise, but it's a pleasant surprise because if he's capable and he's fit, he'll give it his all. You know, this will be one of the few turnouts he has left at the bridge. Look, I don't know what to expect. As I've said, quick turnaround. We're usually sloppy and ponderous and tired, and I don't know. I still don't know. But however, having said that, seeing this team sheet will disturb Moyes. He was probably have been hoping for a weaker Chelsea team sheet, at least one that started against Spurs. He would have preferred to see. But you know, we know his tactics. We know he's a dirty so and so. He's just going to go out there and kick people. And I hope these players get injured instead because he did that to us in the first game. I haven't forgotten. I haven't forgotten what they did to Carney. They kicked that boy. They kicked him off the field, especially after he scored. So I hope he gets lots of muscle injuries in this game and these players start coming out, start dropping like flies. You know, I don't like David Moyes. I don't think he's a good coach. I think he's a dirty coach.
I
Yeah,
think
he is. He knows how to be pragmatic. I know. Houston, uh, tactically he can be good, but I'm not sure. I don't want to talk about him really. I'm trying to remember JC. The last time we paired Thiago Silva and Badiashile, I think I don't know how many times this season, but Chalobah in the right back position, I think it's a good thing. But the central area as well, I'm not too sure what to make of it. They're both good players, but I think it's not a good mix. I'm not saying it's not going to work. They're both ball keeping center backs. I like to mix it like with one being a ball keeper and the other one just being as rugged as Chalobah can be. I don't know, JC. What do you think?
no, it's okay. I mean, having Silva is as good is a better option, to be honest. Like less uh, speedy, but like for sure for set pieces, reading of the set pieces and setting up the defense, like Silva will be better. And I think I do not know against Aston Villa. It was Silva and Chalobah, right?
I
Or
don't. Was that? I guess
I
Aston
think
Villa. I think it was still
against
bad. Let me
Arsenal.
check.
No, it was Chalobah and against Arsenal. The Monaco towers were exposed. So Silva came back in against Aston Villa, and then in the second half, Kukurea was used for the first time as an inverting role, like as Potter used to do. And we could see a lot of hand waving from Silva and Pochettino, almost as if like they are together figuring it out to do it or something. I had a feeling like, is it Silva now giving tips or something, or like whose idea was this? I was joking about this,
Mhm.
like to bring back that idea which Potter used to use, and since then we have been good. We have been good. So I
So I
feel
guess Aston Villa, you're correct. It was Silva and the Sissi, but did he really work that day?
I think he was injured in that game. Silva, he didn't finish the game.
Yeah, in the 90th minute, he was taken off.
Yeah.
But did the pairing work that day? Because I think you could argue we considered two crazy goals, but wasn't their fault. I don't know. I can't quite remember what transpired in that. The Cucurella one own goal, and the other one. How did the other one happen? Actually,
Yeah. No, but since that second half, we have been playing a different football altogether. We have been like Kukure, instead of going somewhere like left wing, he is moving towards the midfield. We are more compact, and the team is looking more compact and like playing better. So let us see. I think we will be fine this game, but let us see. I mean, how it goes.
Let us see indeed. Do you think we're seeing Kunku? He's on the bench. I
Yeah, for a
think we
few
will.
minutes, I think yes. For a few minutes, they might come on the bench. I think if and also will depend on what the game, how the game goes. Also, if we are winning, yeah, okay. But if we are losing, then again, like Sterling and Nkunku could be introduced.
And I don't think Poch is he's looking to make any changes.
Hmm.
Yeah, because he says something to the effect of the returning players must earn their place back, something similar to that, which means he's relishing how well the starting 11 he's used like 3 games now, how well they've done.
Yeah.
You know, and the question should be, I want to ask you this before I go to Bobby, JC, because nobody can, I don't think a lot of people are doing that already, but I think it's lack of understanding of the game, because Enzo Fernandez is different. What do you think the manager needs to do, since he likes Conor Gallagher, to accommodate Conor Gallagher, Enzo Fernandez, and Moises Caicedo? Let's just forget about Romeo Lavia at this point. What do you think he'd do to accommodate the three of them?
I think like if he stays for more than 4 games, and we do see a situation where Pochettino is the manager and he has to make choices on Enzo, it should be depending on the opposition, really. I mean, some games you will see uh, one of them being benched, and
Like who rotates with who?
I think it would be. If you look at the midfield of Caicedo, I think Caicedo is immovable there because Caicedo is one who can play the ball and is physical.
Yeah,
Gallagher is physical but cannot play with the ball. Enzo is very good with the ball, but physically he is not a Gallagher.
no pace too.
Yeah, so when Lavia comes in, I mean he has a bit of both, and then we might end up in a situation where I mean, and Kukurea also when he's inverting, he's bringing physicality as well to that midfield. So do we really need Enzo there protecting? No, so Enzo can play forward. Then he does not really need Gallagher there. But Gallagher is his favorite player right now. But he has recently started. So when the time comes, we will see. And if it comes,
Yeah. Bobby, you want to weigh in on this one? Do you think Nkunku comes in and the midfield talk too? If you have anything to add to that, so we can call it a day, go get ready and watch the game. You there, Bobby? Okay, it looks like we've lost Bobby. Let me try and get what we have in the chat, then we can call it a day. Or maybe he's speaking and we just cannot hear him. To me, Dio Luolokumi saying, did I hear Enzo? Yeah, it was he was looking at the wrong lineup at the time, but I thought he was joking when he said Silva was starting, because I looked at this injury status on here, which says he has a
So I
muscle
went to
injury.
get a cup of coffee.
Oh, okay, okay.
Uh,
Coach, I
Um,
need to go, but I will just, if you give me, because I need to take medication, I will just add one small thing, one last
mm,
thing which is on my mind.
mm.
I really hope the story after this game will be that Palmer catches up or closes the gap
Oh,
to Haaland.
Alan.
Yeah. So I'm really hoping that he catches up back. So if that is the case, it will be
How
a
many goals
fun game.
difference?
Yeah. So if he can get some goals, it would be great.
Yeah,
But I don't
you
want
know
to.
the difference. How
yeah,
many?
that
The
that is
disparity.
if that is if David Moyes doesn't get his beasts at the back to injure him,
Yeah.
and Kunku better sit on that bench because with his biscuit legs, they're definitely going to kick him. that's what Moyes does. I don't know why people rate that guy. The guy is not a manager. He's a street fighter. He manages an MMA team. That's what
Bobby,
they do. They
Bobby,
injure people.
Bobby, if you noticed, last two videos released by Chelsea of training, like before this game and before the last game, Palmer has been practicing with his knee strapped.
Oh,
Hmm.
there you go.
So I really do
And with
not
the
know what's
short
going on there.
turnaround of games,
Yeah, I hope
um,
he finishes those 4 games, and I hope
yeah.
like he does not injure himself. But
Oh, Moyes
he
would love to do that. Oh, that's what he does.
yeah.
That's
But
what
Well,
he
okay, I
set,
will
does.
leave them.
set,
Thanks
all right.
for the opportunity, coach. And
No worries, no
good
worries.
luck to
Just
everybody.
all right. I'll talk to you later. If you're there, Bobby, you want to come in before I bring on DJ since I've asked you to speak?
Yes, I mean, sorry, I went for a cuppa, so I've sort of lost where we are. We're talking about the team news.
Yeah, we talked about what was it again? We talked about the possibility of Nkunku getting a chance and the midfield
Huh.
area, what the manager can do to accommodate both Enzo, Casado, and Conor Gallagher because he likes Conor Gallagher. And the three players are different. I think in the 4-3-3 structure, he can accommodate the three of them, or maybe just rotate. One player cannot play the entirety of the season. It's
Well,
a risk.
Enzo's not the issue right now, is he?
He's not. No, he's not.
So
Yeah.
so they will play. Our midfield has to rotate. We can't do next season what we did this season. It's insane. So Enzo will be part of that rotational option. And
Hmm.
if he shows that he's able to play game in, game out, and he has the physicality and the endurance, then he probably will. But I doubt it. There's going to be time. Look at this game coming 3 days after the last game. So you've got to rest players. So I don't see that as an issue at all. Whether they play, we have to rotate. Rotation is key for us. It's rare you can get the one. There will be those players that will play game in, game out, kind of like Caicedo, perhaps. Gallagher, if he's still being selected, he's that type. But it's rare. It's rare in that sort of in that area, in any area of the field outside of the centre back positions.
Yeah. Just see.
What do you think,
Sorry,
DJ?
DJ, let's hear you, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join us this particular morning. Are you looking forward to this game, and what do you think the manager needs to do to beat West Ham United? I think we can, but will we? That's the question that Mauricio Pochettino and
Sorry about that.
no worries, and the players will answer. So let's hear you. Do you think what do you think the manager needs to do so that we can beat them?
Yeah, sorry about that. 'Cause, we're just
No,
doing
what you
another.
don't have to apologize.
We're
Don't
no, we're
worry.
just doing
I can
another.
keep
We're just doing
myself.
another. We're just doing another Easter today because it's my wife's Easter today because it's Orthodox Easter
Oh,
today.
oh,
So we're
okay,
doing her
okay,
one today.
okay.
So, this is a bit of excitement in the house at this moment in time. No, listen. In terms of your question, I mean, sorry, were we talking about the lineup just now? Because I missed your question. Was it
You
about
can
the
also
lineup?
talk about the lineup. Then I was asking you whether you think what you think the manager needs to do to help get us a
Yeah.
win on today.
No, listen. I mean, the result against Spurs on Thursday was actually a positive result, and I know he's made some changes today. I think had those players that have come back into the team today had not been injured, I think he would have probably started those players on Thursday. But lo and behold, we got the win. So today we've got what I call a stronger team, and I think Bobby's alluded to it as well. We've got height in there as well because you've got Ballerz back there alongside Thiago Silva, and I think he's playing Chalobah at right back today. So that in itself is good because I think he's probably better on that side anyway. I mean, he played excellent as a centre back the other day, but I think when he's on that right side as well, he's good as well. So I'm actually quite happy with that. In terms of the game itself, obviously it's going to be a difficult game. It's always West Ham. They always seem to be up for a game against us. But if we play the same way and show the same attitude as we did against Tottenham and be up for this game, I don't see why we can't come out this game with a victory. Obviously, you've got Nkunku and Gusto on the bench, which is a good thing as well in itself. I think I also saw Levi on there as well on the bench. So there are three players that you can call upon if need be. But like we said already, I'd rather see them players take the remaining of the season off, and you continue with these players that we've got until the end of the season and see where we go. But in terms of the game today, yeah, I'm confident we can get a win, and I'm actually quite happy with that lineup he's put out today. And sorry, by the way, I forgot to say big up to everyone in the comments and big up to the panel as well.
Big up to you too, GJ. So I don't know if you've said what do you think the manager needs to do to help us get a win?
He just needs to show the same as they did against Spurs on Thursday, mate. I think he needs to show the same passion as he did. I think the players get off that. They're looking to that, seeing what's come from the manager. And I think today he's done that today by putting this team out today. So for me, look, we all know he's under immense pressure. I think his interview the other day on TNT Sports when he was speaking to the likes of I think was it on Sky? I can't remember. He was talking on there. I think it was to Jamie Redknapp and the other guy. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Karen Carney. I think he was talking about his job situation. He looks like he's under slight immense pressure. And for myself, I think he. I'm not sure if the owners have said something to him, but it seems like there's no communication between him and the owners as well. But what he's doing at this moment in time is, and what we've seen in the last couple of games, is he's showing these owners that he can do the job, and maybe he does get the start of next season. Let's see how it goes if he shows the same commitment.
Let's see what happens. I'm not sure what to make of his future, really. The stories are everywhere. Nothing to trust there. We have 107 people watching, but only 33 people on X. That's only about 30% plus. So if you're watching, if you haven't, please do take a second to drop a like on the stream and come join us on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, and also remember we do monthly giveaway for our members, for students. So we do one for the past month. This month, what date? I'll try to find out soon. But here's the DJ. I don't know. Do you expect that he makes changes in the second half? Who do you think comes on? I think Nkunku will get a chance. I'm not sure who again there comes on. I think he'll probably make defensive changes. But let's say you, DJ.
No, yeah, definitely. I think you'll see. I don't think Nkunku. I think if he does get Nkunku an opportunity, I'll probably say the last maybe 10, 15 minutes of the game. If we're winning the game, maybe just bring him on to, or if we're comfortable, if we're comfortably winning the game, then just leave him on the bench. If he wants to give him a bit of practice out there, then by all means do that. But is it a game we really need to risk Nkunku on? Do we need to risk Corwill? Do we need to risk Corwill on? Do we need to risk Gusto if we're winning a game? Probably not. I'd probably look at the bench and look at the youngsters that are on the other bench. Maybe I saw what's his name, our Brazilian youngster on there. I'd probably give him another run out if he needs to make changes if we're winning them. Washington, yeah. I think fans have come on to him and saying that when he comes on, he never takes his opportunity. That's because he never gets the ball passed to him when he comes on the bench, when he comes on the pitch. The players don't seem to want to pass to him. And I've seen him many times when he's actually come on. He has actually been calling for the ball. And he also tries to get into position so he gets the ball, which he shouldn't really be doing. As a striker, being our number 9, he should be the one getting the balls to him. But sometimes he doesn't always get the passes that are required to him. So that's why I'm not going to be too hard on the youngster. I think we all see what his record is in Brazil. He has scored some brilliant goals. He's on the verge of being into the Brazilian national team. So the guy's a good talent. And I think for me, he gets the proper opportunity. He'll score. He'll bury his chances if he gets the opportunities to do that. So this is why I've got confidence in the kid for that reason. So I'll probably say in that way, you play the youngsters out there. So you've got Gilchrist on there as well, I saw. I'm not sure if Ashipong was on there. Was he on there as well? I can't remember on the bench.
On the bench, no, I don't think he is today. Let me check once more.
I did have a look
the
at
bench is Gilchrist, the Sassi, Cesar, Christopher Nkunku, David Washington, Levi Colwell, Malo Gusto. Gusto is actually on the bench too, so chances are he comes on. Yeah. Marcos Bettinelli, Raheem Sterling. Yeah. So Achibong isn't on the bench.
Oh, that's a shame. I thought he was excellent when he came on against Tottenham. He made 4 blocks in that game. Do you know that? 4 cleared. He cleared off. I thought he'd be on the bench today. But no, obviously he's not there. Mm-hmm. They're gone. Sorry, they're gone.
Yeah. Here's why I was going to say these youngsters, they're not going to get too many opportunities because there's still something to play for. It's not like if the cases that we've looked at the table, and mathematically, we're not going to be able to achieve any and finish the season anywhere where we get a chance to participate in a European competition next season. But
Yeah.
the opportunity is still there mathematically, and it looks like it's easy. Actually, we just have to win our games. I think yeah. Uh, I don't think the young stars will get too many opportunities, unfortunately. That
Yeah,
would have been
brilliant.
the
Listen,
ideal thing to do had
yeah.
it been that, okay, we're at a place where we've already achieved a European place and nothing happens that will lead to us not participating in a European competition in the coming season. But I don't know. What's your opinion,
I think
Bobby? I think the fact that we still have a lot to play for, it simply means the manager he isn't going to be given he won't be given the young stars a lot of playing opportunities. That's because it's a risk, and at this point I don't think we have the luxury to do that. But Bobby, if you want to add to that, you go ahead.
Well, at this point, we have to say, well, what do Chelsea fans want? 1 minute is being criticised, or the club's being criticised that they're not using experience. When the experience is being used, we start talking about youngsters. I mean, it's getting silly. I don't listen to Chelsea fans anymore, to be honest. I find them, many of them, especially the ones on social media, I just think they are childish. I just think they're just out to dig at the club, and they look for a reason to complain about the club. That's all they do. They're not interested in the club. They're not interested in being objective about the club. And I say thank God for the match going fans, the kind of fans that created the banner for Gallagher, to send their message that way. Look, he has to have the players that are capable, that are recruited in the first place to do this job for Chelsea, doing the job for Chelsea. These youngsters are under development. The youngsters, well, a lot of the team are youngsters under development, but there's another tier of developing players to which the likes of Achibong, David Washington, and so on belong to. They don't even belong on the Chelsea bench. That wasn't the objective. The objective was to have all those that are now, instead of being on the Chelsea bench, being on the injury bench. So yeah, we've got our experience now. What's the problem? You know what I'm saying? What's the problem? Oh, now we want youngsters?
No,
I'm
Bobby.
confused.
Bobby, I was just making my point of it, bro, because I was just because all I was basically stating was in terms of what I just said about the youngsters was because we were talking about saying with not playing Nkunku, not risking Nkunku, not risking Augusto, not risking Levi Corwell. And then
Yeah.
when you've got the like, and if we're winning a game, for example, and you want to bring on some players, and we're quite comfortable in the game, then I'm saying bring the likes of a Gilchrist on, bring the likes of a Washington on, and rest these players more, and not start. Because personally, I would not start Nkunku, I will not start Corwell, I will not start Gusto if he's not fully fit until next season. I'll let these guys rest until the end of the season. If we can
Yeah.
carry on playing up the upward trajectory, we can carry on doing this upward trajectory as we're doing, and we can finish in a European spot. Okay, then I'm saying give them to only play them if we need to. But that's
100
my only point I was making, bro. That was all.
150%. I mean, I get your point. I fully understood your point because you did make it clear when you were mentioning people like Achimpong and so on. I'm just talking in general. You know, you get now the talk will be, oh, he didn't play this youngster, he didn't play that youngster. Whereas if he does, it will be, oh, we haven't got experience. I get you. I don't want to see Nkunku as well. I've made that very clear on this program. I think I don't want to see him patch and shrimp and get himself into a semblance of fitness enough to be called to the French national team to go get injured again and miss another season for Chelsea. I don't want to see that. I think these injured players, their entire commitment should be to providing Chelsea with a full season next season because they've missed everything. They haven't been here this season and we've needed them and we relied upon them. We built a team around them. And in that sense, it's been a letdown to the club. I'm not blaming them for being injured, but I'm just saying in that sense, it's been a letdown to the club. So their focus should be getting fit for Chelsea. So I'm not happy to see Nkunku on the bench because even if he comes on for 5 minutes against this shower, Moyes is going to get his lot to kick him, and his legs can't take it. So I'm concerned about that. Colwill is different. Colwill and indeed Gusto is different because they, slightly different. Colwill did play a large amount of the beginning of the season, even the second half of the season before getting injured and being out for some months. So I think he's more conditioned to come back here and there. Gusto has only been out for a couple of weeks, so I think he's also more conditioned to be brought back in slowly. But no to Nkunku, and no to anyone. I don't even want to see Reece James. I don't. I know if he's fit, he plays. He's our captain. He's our best player. But honestly, I'd rather he goes and gets himself sorted, comes
Yeah.
back next season smoking, and give us a full season wearing that armband that every captain should. He should be as available as Conor Gallagher and some. That's the sort of fitness he's got to get himself into, and there's no point getting him in to hurt himself and do it. The only time, yeah, that's just it. So I get you. I do understand what you're saying, but unfortunately, in the position of Achimbon, Gilchrist is on the bench anyway, so he's there to
Yeah,
come
he's
in
there.
should he be needed. But Achibong is just a little bit too much of a step further in the development process. He did excellently when he came on, but that should be that. Let him continue his developing, and maybe we'll just see him in bits and pieces here and there. But he's not ready for a full position in that team, especially now that we're talking about experience.
Yeah. I just hope Noni Madueke does enough to help Chaloba stop Kudus. Something on the left hand side that Madueke does enough to help Kukurea stop Bowen and Kufal. I don't know, DJ, anything else you want to add, or should we just call it a day? You there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. I'm here. No, listen, I think I think you guys probably want to go. I don't think the game's on TV, is it? I think is it kicked off already? What time is
No.
kickoff? It's 2 o'clock.
In 29 minutes.
I don't think it's on TV. It's not a televised game, is it?
It's not on TNT. I was hoping it would be.
I don't think it was. I think there's another game that's going on today. People in the comments, if you guys are watching games here, can you let us know if the game's actually on TV? I don't know if it is. I've not checked. I've got to check myself.
I haven't checked where it will be shown, actually.
Okay. I don't think it is on. I think there's another game that's going on today. That's on instead. But let's see. I think I'll go and double check that. Oh, hold on. I think it's on Sky Sports. If not, I will watch it on Beams. Okay. So Mad Face is saying it's on Sky. Thanks for that. So he's saying he thinks it might be on Sky Sports. All right, I'll go and double check that.
All right.
But now,
thank you. Yeah. Thank you, people. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I don't know, Bobby, you have anything else to say, or should I just go ahead and end the show?
Yeah. Are you doing any
What's a long
halftime
post game? But we could do
post-game?
halftime show, yeah.
Okay.
okay.
We'll
Yeah.
look out for that.
Yeah. If I do halftime, I will send the link in the group that we created. Yeah.
Max was on earlier, wasn't he? Gutted I couldn't talk to him. It's like old times. I was seeing Max back on here, man.
Yeah,
Honestly,
it's always good. It's always good.
It's always with Max.
Coach.
Yeah.
He had connection issues today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Big up to him and his family. Bro.
Big up to you too.
Absolutely.
And Constantine Dante is in the house. Constantine Dante, I'll see you later on. I hope you're doing what you see. Is good long day tired. Constantine. Bobby, I know you like hearing that.
Yeah.
JC is a good long day tired, bloated, so much food. It's Easter for us. So big family. Oh, you're Orthodox too. It's Orthodox too. Okay.
Big up to you, mate. Big up.
Excellent. Happy Easter to you too. Enjoy. Coach, I want to apologize for making you discard a t-shirt from Streams.
What's that?
You know that door color. Just go away, man.
What was that? What was that? I missed that.
A shirt that I wear usually red and black.
So, is that one people come at you for, yeah?
No, they say I wear it because I'm in the H place. Don't mind.
Oh, is that what it is? Is it?
Yeah.
Is it also the dodgy equipment they use for this new studio?
I'll bring it out because he said it. But thank you, DJ. Thank you, all of you, for finding the time to join the show this particular morning. I appreciate you all. And Constantine Dante, big up to you. Thank you for finding the time to join. Litness is greatness. See you guys soon. God bless us all, and bye.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say,